If you're wondering what is selling right now on eBay when it comes to men's used clothes, I've got you covered in this video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 94 items that are selling right now. If you're new here, then welcome to the channel. My name is Lee Meyer. I'm a stay-at-home mom of 4, and I've made well over $100,000 flipping used clothes and other items on sites like eBay, Poshmark, and Mercari. And now I'm on a mission to help at least 1,000 resellers be able to hit that $100,000 mark for themselves. To help you out, I've got a ton of free goodies for you. You'll find them in the description down here below this video. You'll find things like my best brands list, the list of 150 brands that has led me to the $100,000 mark and beyond. You'll also find a link to sign up for my free $100,000 reseller challenge. In this free challenge, I show you exactly how to be able to get to that $100,000 mark this year and how to do it in very minimal time, part-time hours. You're going to discover the very best things to be selling right now. With that out of the way, let's go ahead and get started with today's video. This first one is a pair of Nike basketball shorts. That's what those look like, very bright, colorful. They are a 2XL and they sold for $50. You're gonna see sold across here on the picture, and then it's or best offer, but I've hand selected only to show you the ones where a best offer wasn't accepted. So it's a good reminder that a lot of times, even if you have that best offer on, people will pay full price. That's exactly what you're seeing here. So even though they offered to accept offers, it sold for full price. This is a vintage vest. Here's the brand tag, Sheplers, and then this is what the vest looks like. This is kind of a suede vest with those snaps up the front, and then that one sold for $45. This one is a really interesting one because this is from Trader Joe's, so you can see there across the front that that is a Trader Joe's item. Gildan tag on that one, and then that one sold for $60. This is a color block Adidas hoodie. And this one sold for $60 there. And then this is a polo shirt, nothing too special about this one. There's the tag there. This is from a brand that's called Rowback. And you can kind of make it out there that there's the profile of a dog on that item. And this is for the Rhodesian Ridgeback breed of dog, so you can see a little bit better picture of that item. That one sold for $31 with 8 bids on it. It is a 3XL. And then this one is a really interesting brand that's easy to miss. I'm going to link up here to another video that covers brands that are really easy to miss. Either there's a symbol for the brand or there's a hard to read font. With this one, it just really doesn't say. The only indication that it is this brand, October's very own, is this owl. And this is a Canadian brand. There's a little bit better picture there of that owl there for you. It's going to be on the outside of items as well. You can see it there on the front chest of the jacket. That one sold for $150. This one is a racing shirt. You're going to see a few of these that sold, and the way that I pulled these together is they all are sales from this morning when I first woke up, and the men's sales are moving so fast. There were so many items selling, it was hard to even keep up, but I did see lots of racing shirts like this. You're going to see a few more of them. This one sold for $50 again from Kawasaki. This is one that is from Ferrari. You can see the tag there, but you're going to see Ferrari with other labels as well. And for whatever reason, you know, people love their cars, a certain car, and they're going to buy items related to that. So this is a puffer vest. That one sold for $100. This is Arc'teryx, one of the best brands out there to come across. That is what the tag looks like there. They'll have this skeleton on the outside of items, and then that one sold for almost $100. $95 was the sale price of this one. This next one is a brand that's called Johnny Blaze. This is an older brand. This item is a reversible, so you're seeing it's blue and then the other side is white. And then this is what the symbol looks like there on the outside, a J and a B. And then you can kind of make out there in that script font, Johnny Blaze. That one sold for $60. So that is from the Y2K era, which is really popular right now for both women and men. This is another Y2K brand where a lot of these are selling. And just when I pulled these, there were several from this brand that had sold just in a couple in the first few hours of the day. So this is the brand Fubu. I do have another video I will link to up here if you're interested in more Y2K brands. That's what that looks like. So it does have the brand name on the back, kind of in a spell out style. That one sold for almost $50. This is a Grateful Dead t-shirt. This is another one where a lot of these are selling even in the first few hours of the day. This happens to be a Fruit of the Loom tag, but you're going to see various tags for this. So it's not about the tag with this one. It's just because it's from Grateful Dead. There's what that looks like across the front. A really good indication that this is from Grateful Dead is those rainbow teddy bears. So the sale price of this one, eBay does this every once in a while, and the sale price disappears there. So I was able to go back and actually pull this up here in the search results, and it sold there for $120 with one bid on it. This next one is a really interesting one because the tag is actually cut out of it. You can see it there, but it is a Tasmanian devil, what is called all over print. And then that one sold for $105. This next one is another rowback men's polo shirt. You can see the dog there on the front of that shirt. And then that one sold for $50. This is a Roger Rabbit t-shirt. Get you a tag picture. You can see it's nothing special other than it says made in the USA. There's the back of that shirt. And then that one sold for $85. This is a jacket. I'm going to show you that there, but there's lots of different brands of this style of jacket that are selling. This one happens to be from Three Rivers, but this is where it's definitely more about the look of the item, that bomber style, and then the contrasting sleeve. It's got a denim body. This one happens to have a Lockheed Martin emblem on the jacket, a logo. So don't worry about if you come across these with logos, because they do sell for $50 to $100 price point, even without it being Carhartt or some sort of big name brand. This one sold for almost $100. This is a polo shirt from Ralph Lauren. You can see it's also got that pocket there on the front. This one sold for a really good price for $55 for that item. This is a pair of shoes from Allen Edmonds. It's a really good shoe brand, really solid men's brand. And this pair of shoes sold for $128. If you're looking for more really solid men's brands, then you'll want to check out my Big Money Brands guide. It's got all of the tag photos, everything that you need. This is a pair of shorts from Quicksilver. They're a pair of board shorts, but Quicksilver can be a really good item to flip. This one sold for $40. This is another racing shirt. This is from a brand that's called JT Racing. You can see the tag there. It says JT and then USA, and you can barely make out their made in the USA. So a good reminder, anytime you see made in the USA, there is a good chance that that item could be worth money. Here you're seeing all over graphic spelled out there in the title. This shirt sold for $60. Now this is a pair of Levi's that sold for quite a lot because it is a vintage pair and it is selvage. So selvage just means that the edges are finished, and so that's why they have those cuffs rolled up there so you can see that they are finished. What that tag looks like on the inside, you can definitely see that it's different than normal. Definitely an older tag, a little bit hard to make out, but that one sold for almost $178. This is a really interesting one. I literally have no idea what this is, and that's a good reminder or indication when you're outsourcing and you pick something up and you're going, I have no idea. I don't recognize this. Maybe it's just me, but it says Krampus, the Christmas devil. And then it says Snow Dog Studio. It does not have a tag at the collar. And then there's a little bit better picture of that. That's what the front of the shirt looks like. There's the logo on the front that says Snow Dog Studio, and it says Krampus Day 2014 limited edition raglan shirt. That one sold for $100. So if you ever pick up anything, don't know what it is, definitely look it up and see, because that's can be a really good indication. This is an older pair of Polo Sport Ralph Lauren shorts, and they're cutoff shorts. Those sold for $50. And then this one is a really kind of unique one. There's the tag there. It says Scream Stars Best. Again, there's made in the USA. And then that's what it looks like on the front of the shirt. And I'm going to zoom in on this for you because it says Blinded by Science and then Test Answer Shirt. So I'm guessing the idea of this is that you could wear it into a test and then be able to have all the answers on your shirt. That one sold for $149. This is a pair of older Carhartt jeans. Now you're seeing all of the paint there across both of those legs. There's the tag on the inside. You can see made in the USA there, and those sold for $75 even with the paint on them. This is Snoopy Joe Cool, and these items, for whatever reason, people are after these. This one has the tag cut out. That one sold for $30, but not too bad for the condition that was in. There was quite a bit of pilling on that one. This is another one where I'm going, I don't know what this is. You can see the Champion logo right there, and then it says white phosphor, if I'm reading that correctly. And then the tag on the inside looks like this, and it says made by, and I cannot make that out for the life of me. But you can see that there on the front of what that looks like on this hoodie, and that hoodie sold for $99. Again, not a good idea of what this is. If you happen to know what white phosphor is, or if you recognize that brand label, I did quickly do some research and wasn't able to find anything, but if you know, let me know in the comments. This next one is from Fox Racing, and this is a snowboarding jacket. Now this is a size small, so I do want to point that out because oftentimes you'll see 2XL, 3XL selling really well, but this is a size small, and that one sold for $70. This is a brand called Wissam. I could totally be saying that wrong, but you can make out the label there as well as their logo. And they have some really interesting items when it comes to their jackets, and they're selling for a few $100s. So this one sold for $100 and it had 26 bids on it. This is a jacket from a brand called Relwin. This is a really good brand to come across. High quality, very well made. You can see the embroidery there on that bird, and then that's what that jacket looks like. That one sold for $150. This is a True Religion denim trucker jacket. That one sold for $56. That one had 16 bids on that. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that label if you need that True Religion label. This next one is another car one. This is from Chevrolet, another bomber jacket. It's got those leather sleeves, and this is a brand called Holloway. That is what the label looks like right there. And that one sold for $275. This one is a leather bag from Rawlings. This is a really good bag brand, by the way. Of course, they make other things, but their bags do really well. This one's just a backpack. That one sold for $100. This is a Polo Ralph Lauren beanie, and you can see it's from '04. The year 2004 there on the tag, and then there's the brand tag there. This has got some patches on it, and then that one sold for $75. Next one is a pair of pants from the brand Ben Davis. There's not a great tag picture, unfortunately, on this one, but you can kind of make out on the back pocket there's a monkey or gorilla, and then Ben Davis, that is their logo. This pair sold for $45, but I did see another pair that sold for closer to about $70, $75. This is a really good brand when it comes to vintage, and vintage, of course, is one of the most lucrative categories to be selling in. There are lots of vintage items selling right now. If you're interested in learning more, I do have a complete guide to selling vintage clothing where I cover 150 different brands and items to be on the lookout for. This is a pair of boots from the brand Aerat. That's a really great all-around brand for men's, women's items, all different types of items, but their shoes do especially well. And this pair went for $84 with 45 bids on it. This is from the Disney store. This is a men's jacket. It's a leather, and so you can make out the tag here. It says Mickey Racing Team, and then the Disney store there at the bottom. There's what the back of the jacket looks like in the front. That one sold for $170. This is from Abercrombie & Fitch. This is a sweater, and you'll notice here it says 100% Shetland wool. So that is a really good indication that those types of items, those types of materials will sell for more money, even if it's a different brand. This one sold for $50. This is a jacket from H&M. This is a varsity style Letterman's jacket. That one sold for $60. And then this is a brand that's called Triple Aught Design. You can see there what it looks like on their tag. And this is a made in the USA brand. There's what that shirt looks like. It's a button up. That one sold for $135. And this is another interesting brand that's called 316, another made in the USA brand. Again, that made in the USA, a lot of times it's a really good indication that it's either a vintage item or that it's a quality brand that's currently being made in the US. And so here's what this shirt looks like. That one sold for $118. This is Polo Ralph Lauren. You can see the tag there. And this is a striped bright shirt. Color block would be another good keyword for this one. That one sold for $90. This is a pair of suspenders from Brooks Brothers. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good markings on this one to be able to show you. It'll have the Brooks Brothers symbol, but I couldn't find a really good picture of that. But it does have dogs and birds on it. It looks like pheasants on there. And then that pair of suspenders sold for $135. This is an Eddie Bauer jacket. You can see the tag there, Eddie Bauer, and then that's what the jacket looks like. That one sold for $125. And then a Carhartt, there's the tag there, and then on the back side, there's a Union label marking on that. It's also blanket lined. And then that's what the jacket looks like. That one sold for almost $180. This is a pair of boots from a brand that's called Thursday Boot Company. If you haven't heard of this brand sells really well for their men's as well as their women's shoes, especially their boots. That's what they're known for. You can see there's a few little scuffs there on that pair of boots, but they still sold for almost $95. If you're looking for even more brands of shoes, then you're going to check out my Big Money Brands guide. Again, I have all of those tag photos, what they look like on the bottom, how to be able to identify. It has all the done for you research of sell-through rate, average sale price, all of that good stuff, so you can make informed sourcing decisions. This is a pair of boots that's kind of a little bit more random brand, but it is marked on the inside here, genuine Python, made in Mexico. So there's a lot of really good boots coming out of Mexico that are handmade. And again, if you see anything that's genuine, any type of animal skin leather, those are generally going to sell for a little bit more money. There's what those boots look like. Definitely a really nice design with those. Those sold for $90. This is a really interesting shirt. It's got the pool balls, cue stick on there. Here's the tag. So it's just kind of a random tag. It does say made in Korea, which is normally not a country that I would say, hey, look for this. But this shirt sold for $40 just because it's a little bit more interesting design. This is Psycho Bunny. This is another really solid brand when it comes to men's items. This is just a button-up shirt. And then this one sold for $35. It is linen, but most of their shirts sell for right around that price point, $30 and higher. This is one that is No Fear. I'll show you what it looks like on the outside. It says SoCal, and then you can make out No Fear there, as well as No Fear up at the top of the tag. But these No Fear items are really trending right now. This is what it looks like on the outside. This one doesn't happen to say No Fear on it, but it says SoCal, and then it has those crowns. But if you see items that have No Fear across the front or on the back, or just anywhere on the item, those are trending as well. This one sold for $36 for that zip-up hoodie. This is an interesting sweater, and this is, it says Murano, but don't worry about the brand with this one. This is all about the look because it's a Coogi style sweater. There's what that sweater looks like. You're going to see some other keywords in here of Cosby, and that one sold for $40. They did not use Coogi because it's a little bit more on the spamming side of putting in another brand, which it's not. And they did actually put in the wrong brand, but that one still sold for $40. And I've seen other brands that have a similar look to Coogi, or they have a similar kind of knitting style that are selling for $60, $70, even pushing $80. And it's just because of that style. This is a coat that's tin cloth or oilcloth. Is what you might call it. This one is from Australian Outfitters, but there's a few brands out there that make this type of coat. You're going to see here on the tag that it says 100% cotton, oilskin, but you should be able to tell that as soon as you touch the item. And so this is what the jacket looks like. That type of material, it has a kind of coating to it, a waxy finish to it. It's going to feel a little bit on the oily, waxy side to be able to be waterproof. That one's sold for $60, but a lot of times these sell for closer to that $100 mark. This is an interesting one, again, not for the brand, but more for the style of this. Definitely loud, bright, colorful. You're seeing they use loud and bright there in those keywords. That one sold for $40. You're also seeing all over print there in the title. This is a t-shirt from The Sopranos. There's the tag. Again, this is not about the brand here. It's about what is on the t-shirt. That one sold for $125. This is a pair of jeans from Fubu. This is Fat Albert, and then you can see the outline, the silhouette of the characters there. And then there's the Fubu tag. That pair of jeans sold for $50. If you're looking for more pop culture related bolos like this, then you're going to want to check out my pop culture keyword guide. This is the best keyword guide out of them, but I'm slightly biased, and I do go through all of these. So I show you exactly what the keywords are that have taken items from $6 to $145 for the same exact item, $9 to $65 for the same exact item, and what those keywords are that are going to get you more money for your item. This is a Western brand that makes some really interesting looking items. It's called Scully. You can see the tag there, and then that's what this item looks like. Definitely Western look to that. That one sold for $60. This is a track suit set from Adidas. So you're seeing it's kind of a current tag. It's definitely not an older tag. There's what the set looks like. It's got that mixed media, different types of material on that jacket. And then that set sold for $50. This is a shoe brand. I'm not quite sure how to say this one. Let me know in the comments if you know. I think it's Osiris or Siri. Or Osiris. It has a skater look to it. I'm going to go with the first. The first one sounded better, but these are selling really well for this brand. This one sold for $50. With this shirt, this is a Quicksilver shirt, and I have this pulled up here on the material tag because I wanted to point out that it is made in the USA for this item. Now, not all Quicksilver are, but their older ones are going to be more likely to be made in the USA. You're going to see that style of tag where it's more a thick kind of papery tag. And then here's what the tag looks like at the neck. It says QSD and then Quicksilver underneath it. That is what that shirt jacket looks like. That one sold for $40. And then this is another really interesting sale. This is a tag Delta Pro Weight, and then this is the shirt here. And this one is a Hellraiser cult horror film. Would not know that, but again, that's another thing that if you come across something like this, you can always use something like Google Lens to be able to figure out what this is. And that one sold for $125. This next one I mentioned, Korea is not necessarily a country to be looking for when you're sourcing, but Japan is. And so this is an example of a pair of jeans. Japan's really known for their denim. So this is Tanuki. You can see the Japanese characters there. And then here on the tag, you'll see made in Japan. And this is the pair of jeans here. They do have that button fly. Those sold for $200. Now, if you're looking for other really profitable items, you're going to want to check out my most profitable brand guide. I will link to over here. This is a Beastie Boys t-shirt. Again, it's not about the tag with this one or the brand that's on the tag. It's about what is on that. And that one sold for $100. This is a pair of Hoka shoes. These are selling really, really well for both men and women. And then these sold for $50. So you can see they're used condition, but still, $50 for a pair of used shoes is pretty good. This is another really solid brand when it comes to men's brand BOLOs, and this is called Stone Island, so you can kind of make that out there. And then this one is a hoodie, not the best of pictures, just thrown here on a sheet, but that one sold for $220, even with not the greatest pictures. This is a rugby shirt, but I wanted to point this one out because it's not necessarily about the brand. When it comes to rugby shirts, it's more about the look that buyers are after for whatever reason. So this happens to be Outer Bank. It says there on the item, and then that is what that shirt looks like. That one sold for $35. This is one from Polo Ralph Lauren, and I had to show this one because it's just such an interesting item. Patchwork, some tribal design mixed in there. That one sold for $174. So you're seeing Aztec there for a keyword, Western, cowboy, patchwork, sportsman. So $175 for that one. This is a Marlboro, like the cigarettes. Anytime you come across anything like that, I've probably mentioned in videos before alcohol, but cigarettes, for this whatever reason, the same thing. This is a pocket tee. So you're seeing the pocket there. It has the brand on there, but then there's paint all over the front as well. The back has a lizard. Here's a little bit more zoomed out look of this item. And that sold for $95. This next one, I saw several of this brand selling just in the sales in the first few hours of the morning before I pulled these. And this is Wa Maker. And this is Frontier Clothing. And so I'm going to show you what this looks like, but they do kind of make more older style, like period specific items. And so this is just a button up shirt, but that one sold for $35. But I keep seeing this brand pop up again and again when it comes to sales. This is another more kind of Western wear, ranch wear, H bar C, but there's lots of different brands out there like this that have these Western snap shirts. And especially with these, the bigger sizes do well. This one sold for $50. This is a hunting shirt or shooting shirt. This one is from a brand called Safety Back. You can make it out there on the tag. Then that's what that looks like. And that one sold for $39. This next one is a t-shirt from the movie The Titanic. There's the tag there, but it's basically, just a screen printed shirt. That one sold for almost $80. This is another really interesting item. If you're looking for more weird and ugly items, there's tons of them selling. Again, they aren't few and far between. There's lots of them selling. Just from what I went through this morning for a few pages, there's lots of these. And I'm going to link up here to a video where you can actually watch more weird and ugly items that are selling. This one has roosters on it. It looks like it has maybe corn cardigan sweater. That one sold for $65. This is a Harley Davidson t-shirt. This one is from Alaska, Fairbanks, Alaska. And there's what the front looks like on that. It says Outpost, Fairbanks, Alaska. That one sold for $65. And then this is a really interesting one because this is Adidas. So there's the tag there, and then there's what that item looks like. But I wanted to point this one out because they used a really good aesthetic-based keyword, which there's not a lot of aesthetic style-based keywords when it comes to men's clothing. Bloke core is one of them. That's a look that people are after, kind of genre that people are wearing. And this one sold for about $43. If you're looking for more of those aesthetic-based keywords, style keywords, this keyword poster is a super handy reference to have at your listing station and be able to type up your titles and descriptions in a matter of seconds. So I will link to that here. This is a sweater that has Popeye on it. There's not the best tag with this one, but that one sold for almost $80. This is a bag from a brand called Jack Spade, which is like the sister or brother brand of Kate Spade. Unfortunately, it's no longer in existence, but it does still sell well. It says Jack Spade. And then Green Street, that is a messenger bag. That one sold for almost $90. Bags are a really profitable thing to get into if you're not yet. And I do have you covered with almost 200 brands that are inside of the Big Money Brands bag guide, complete with all of those tags done for you, research, all of that. So I will leave a product card for you over here. And then this is a pair of boots from the brand Allen Edmonds. And we saw another pair of shoes from this brand earlier, but definitely a unique style with this pair of boots. Those sold for $229. And then I wanted to show this one because this is an easy item to pass by and think that's not really worth a whole lot. And this is just a Nike baseball cap. It's a Featherlight. That one sold for almost $60. This is a Wrangler Western snap shirt. There's what that looks like. That one sold for $49. And then if you come across this Ralph Lauren line, this one is money. It's called Double RL. You can see the symbol there on the tag. And this is a really unique item. This is a suede fringe, kind of Davy Crockett style. That one sold for almost $900. This is a jacket from a brand that is called Flint and Tinder. This is another one of those waxed type of jackets, waxed material that we talked about a little bit ago. It does say there, but you should be able to feel that as well when you're touching items. This one sold for $125, but this is a really solid brand if you come across this. And then Echo, there's lots of this brands selling, like lots of those Y2K era brands selling. And this is just a t-shirt, and that one sold, I'll show you the price here in a second, but I wanted to point out that this does, the brand does have a lot of bigger sizes. So like a 3XL or a 3XB, which just means it's a big size of that. And then that sold for $60. And then I wanted to show you this one because this is a really interesting pair of New Balance shoes that sold for a crazy amount. And I haven't had a chance yet to do the research into why this one sold for so much. I'm assuming it's maybe a limited model I'm not sure, but you can see the price there. That went for $600. This is a vintage t-shirt. You're going to see velvet sheen there, and then made in the USA. This one has Snoopy on it. That one sold for $60. And then this is a pair of jeans from a brand that is called Ironheart. That's what those jeans look like, and those sold for $129. This is a polo shirt from the brand Travis Matthew. So you can see that there at the neck, and then there is their logo there at the chest. And then that shirt sold for $30. So not gobs of money, but I do feel like this is a really common brand to come across. This is a backpack from a brand called Ogio or Ogio. I'm not sure how you say that one, but that sold for almost $100, $99. This is a men's button-up shirt from Ed Hardy. There's the tag there for you. And the designer was a tattoo artist, or has that tattoo style for his looks. He's passed away a few years ago, but his items are still selling well. Ed Hardy as well as Von Dutch, both of those were his brands. So that shirt sold for $40. This is another vintage t-shirt. Again, you cannot see a name on there, but it does say made in the USA as far as that brand of who made that t-shirt, but it's all about what's on the t-shirt. This is a band tee from Cheap Trick. That one sold for $80. This is a UPS uniform vest. Now, I do want to just throw in a caveat that you do want to be careful with this. Make sure that you check whatever platform that you're selling on, that it's allowed, because this can be a reason to get your account shut down, which you obviously don't want to do. But sometimes these sales sneak by and rules can change, from one day to the next. So just, double check, make sure that you're good before you sell anything like that. But this vest sold for $65. This is a pair of boots from a brand that's called Irish Setter. And this is a line that is actually from Red Wing. And of course, Red Wing is probably one of the best brands when it comes to BOLOs boots. And Irish Setter is not really any different. It sells really well, and that pair sold for almost $111. If you're looking for brands that sell fast, I have compiled them all into the fastest selling brands. I'm going to link to that over here for you. This next item is a pair of Western boots from a brand that's called Tecovas. This is a pretty well-known, common brand, and this is a handmade. All of their items are handmade, and they are made in Mexico. So you're seeing that there again when it comes to those leather Western boots, and that pair sold for almost $160. This is a really interesting sale. This is a sweatshirt. I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on the tag for you. Tool text, and it says made in the USA. And it's pretty much worn through, as you can see there around the neckline, but it really sold for what is on the sweatshirt. On the front, it says Lord's Gym bench press this, and then the sin of the world. The back says his pain, your gain. Definitely kind of a 90s Y2K era item. That one sold for $225. This next one is a vintage t-shirt. This is from Fruit of the Loom, made in the USA. It's got George Strait there on the front. There's what the back looks like, and then that one sold for almost $59. Thanks so much for watching. As you probably noticed, keywords are really important when it comes to getting your listings seen and sold. I'm going to link up here to a video that will go in depth with the best keywords to be using right now. If you found this video helpful, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, as well as consider subscribing to the channel. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video soon.